Hello and welcome to Towards a Better India. Last night was absolutely harrowing with a power outage on an unprecedented scale across North India, where the total population impacted was in the range of about 370 million, which is more than the combined population of US and Canada together. Now, the main lesson to be learned is why did this happen? The general feeling is that it is to do with the fact that one, hydroelectric power generation this time has been impacted because of poor monsoons, and at the same time, because the monsoons themselves have been poor, the demand for power remains high because people are still trying to keep themselves cool when otherwise they would other naturally be in like cooler temperature than what is the case at the moment. But such an unprecedented, such a huge scale is generally totally unexpected. Agreed that the last time this happened was back in 2001, which is like more than 10 years back. But at the same time, you don't expect that there's no electricity across such a large part of the country, wherein obviously there are so many different pockets across which power has kind of failed. So therefore the lessons to be learned are that one, we should be adequately prepared, and the backup per se should be such that even if there is, say, one cluster or another cluster which fails, there should be other clusters which can actually take up. So that's, I think, the key lesson. Another point which I wanted to make is that the media should per se play a slightly better role, which is what I personally felt, because the updates from the media were not really there. Agreed, they were also working in conditions most likely of, say, power backup, because most of the news channels themselves are based in North India, in and around Delhi, where obviously there was no power, so they must have themselves have been working under power backup. But at the same time, when you know that television sets are most likely not working, and people are dependent on their phones, so at least wherever possible, try and update your mobile websites, try and send out Twitter messages, and so that we know. And I was constantly checking, what is the reason. For a long time we did not know that actually it's on such a huge scale. We thought maybe it's only our neighborhood, our city, or maybe some smaller part of it. The fact that the whole of North India was impacted was not really very clear. So these are the two things. One is the government should look into these things and make sure that it does not happen again. And on such a large scale, there are too many things which are affected. Thankfully, the Delhi International Airport was functioning, and but then there are so many things which were not, no, which were impacted severely, and especially the trainways, the Delhi Metro. So therefore, check into it and make sure that it does not happen again. Number two, the media should play a slightly stronger role whenever this happens, to keep the public at large in better informed. Cheers.